KDKA TV2 Pittsburgh. This is Eyewitness News Update.
Good evening. It has not happened for a quarter of a century, but it did today. 3 convicted killers were executed across the country. A 4th got a last-minute reprieve. It was the busiest day for the death penalty since it was reinstated by the U.S. Supreme Court 11 years ago. The 3 executed today were convicted of especially brutal crimes, and while their deaths brought tears to some, they were cheered by others.
I think they broke the law. I think they committed a heinous crime, and I think that it's justice that they're getting now, and I'm glad to see it.
Others lighted candles in protest, a ritual already carried more than 20 times this year. More than 90 people have been executed in this country since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976, but is it a real deterrent to crime? Its supporters call it justice for the victims and their families.
However, critics charge it is unreliable and prey to human error. Now, there are several people on death row here in Pennsylvania, 2 of them sentenced to die for a kill-for-thrill spree that shook this area and left 4 innocent people dead. Tonight, Ralph Iannotti looks at the condemned, their crimes, and the question of right or wrong.
The inmates waiting to die in Pennsylvania's electric chair include John Lesko and Michael Travaglia, convicted of killing 4 people in a 1979 crime spree in the Pittsburgh area. Their victims included this man, Apollo police officer Leonard Miller, a 21-year-old rookie cop at the time who, according to his father, had dreams of one day becoming the Armstrong County Sheriff. 74-year-old Frank Miller told me tonight that with the growing number of executions nationwide, he was hopeful but not optimistic that perhaps his son's killers would eventually be executed.
I feel the state is obligated, to justice to be done. It's the responsibility of the state, and I think that they should.
It was a couple of years ago when Governor Thornburg signed the warrants for the executions of Travaglia and Lesko, and now Governor Casey has put those on hold. Your reaction?
I don't know what's wrong because I don't know the facts, but I know it's something wrong, and I just feel that people just don't want to do it.
Nationwide, 36 states have death penalty statutes on the books, with more than 1,900 inmates sentenced to die. Nearly half of those inmates are in 5 states: Florida, Texas, California, Illinois, and Georgia. Today's 3 executions has renewed the debate over capital punishment.
It's about time the criminal justice system starts to work, and it's about time the murder victims and their families saw justice served.
Death sentencing system in this country continues to work as illogically, as irrationally, as unpredictably, as shot full of legal and human error as it always has been.
Starting at the age of 13, convicted killer John Lesko was raised by his grandmother, who regularly visits him in prison. She says she's never seen Lesko express remorse or regret over the crimes he was convicted of.
Yeah. Well, even if he doesn't get the chair, he's got, what, 2 lives, 1 life, 1 day. So you might as well say he's doomed. He'll never come out, I know that.
The worst criminals should be executed. I'm for the death penalty, and I feel it's a duty to the state, and if the state doesn't do it, I think it's not justice.
Ralph Iannotti, KDKA TV Eyewitness News Update.
By the way, the 3 inmates executed today were linked to 47 killings.
At least 24 people are dead and hundreds injured in the Philippines after a coup attempt against President Corazon Aquino failed. Troops loyal to the president say they have crushed the overthrow attempt against her. The bloodiest attack yet against the Aquino government was led by a former Army colonel. Most of those killed and injured were civilians. Among those injured was Aquino's son. President Aquino went on national television today refusing to give in to the rebels and to say the situation was now under control. The situation in the Philippines is being monitored in Washington. President Reagan today pledged his continued support for President Aquino. He hasn't formally declared yet, but Ohio Congressman James Traficant is testing the waters for his run for the presidency, but he may run into some rough seas when it comes to money. Traficant has raised just $1,200 thus far and plans to make appearances in both New Hampshire and Iowa. At campaign headquarters in Columbiana County, staffers say Traficant isn't going for the big bucks.
We don't want that kind of campaign. We're going to be a people's candidate. We're going to need enough money to operate. There's no question about that. But we're not trying to build a big war chest and compete on money. We're competing on issues.
Traficant's people are planning a fundraiser a week before the New Hampshire visit to raise money for that trip. They say if they can't get the plane fare, they'll go to New Hampshire by truck.
Still no comment tonight from School Board President Jake Mallions about his arrest on charges of interfering with a drug bust. Police accuse Mallions of running over an officer's foot with his van. District Magistrate Olive Stalker last night set a cash bond at $20,000 for Mallions, which he posted with the help of a bail bondsman. NAACP President Harvey Adams called the bond outrageous, citing Mallions' position and standing in the community. And he is asking that action be taken against Magistrate Stalker.
It's purely illegal and immoral what she did. We're going to file with Justice Nix and ask that she be removed because she is not carrying out her duties in the best interest of the citizens of the Commonwealth, black or white.
Magistrate Stalker tonight said she stands by her decision to set the bond at $20,000 and feels it was justified. Mallions, by the way, faces a preliminary hearing September the 8th. A Justice Department investigation has determined that U.S. Attorney James West did the right thing by prosecuting late Pennsylvania State Treasurer R. Bud Dwyer. The department has completed a 6-month review of the case, and Dwyer was found guilty of taking part in the Computer Technology Associates bribery conspiracy scheme. Dwyer asked for an investigation at the January news conference, saying he was framed by false testimony. Dwyer shot and killed himself at that news conference in front of cameras.
Down in Florida, a tractor-trailer loaded with concrete blocks ignored a stop sign and slammed into a school bus, killing 6 people and injuring 17. Dead are the bus driver and 5 children. The school bus, carrying 19 handicapped children, ended up in the ditch with a truck embedded in its side. Identifying the dead was difficult because the children were not carrying any identification, so teachers were brought to the scene to help the medical examiner's office. And a tractor-trailer traveling on Route 22 in Murraysville tonight apparently lost its brakes, plunged over a bridge, and landed in Turtle Creek. The driver, 35-year-old Michael Rotz of Mifflin, was treated, then released at Forbes Regional Hospital. Witnesses say the driver probably saved lives by going over the bridge instead of hitting the cars that were backed up at the red light in front of him.
A police officer responding to a car fire on Fort Duquesne Boulevard found himself in Mercy Hospital with neck injuries today. Officer Jim Anderson was injured when his cycle was rammed from behind as he slowly approached the burning car. Now, police believe the billowing smoke may have clouded the vision of the driver, so no charges will be filed against that driver. And at least one person is dead tonight, another person listed in fair condition after a 3-car accident on the Parkway West in Moon Township. Dead is 27-year-old John Josie Jr. of Aliquippa. Officials say Josie's 87 Sierra hydroplane struck a van and then crossed over a 4-inch median strip and was struck broadside by another 87 Sierra, driven by Robert Benson of Amherst, Ohio. He was taken to Sewickley Hospital for leg injuries. The third driver was treated and released at the scene. Travel problems in the air have forced the Transportation Department to put 6 major airlines on notice tonight, among them U.S. Air. The airlines have been told to reduce their rate of flight delays at some of the nation's busiest airports or else. Now, under an agreement with the Transportation Department, the 6 face fines if they don't improve their scheduling. This action comes amid growing concern over airline deregulation, air safety, and complaints over delays and cancellations.
The nation is mourning the death of one of America's legendary filmmakers tonight. Oscar-winning director John Huston died in his sleep. He was 81. The first film Huston ever directed is today a Hollywood landmark, The Maltese Falcon. Among those lamenting his death is Rick Patterson, a freelance composer from California who is in town working on Evening Magazine's 10th anniversary show. It was Patterson who composed the music for the film A Minor Miracle, in which John Huston portrayed a dying priest.
That's a big, good movie from that. I hope so. I really do miss
him. When I met him, he was very down to earth. Is probably the best example I could give. You don't really, I mean, when I met, you'd think of this guy as the god of film, kind of, and everybody was kind of in awe of him, but he was very down to earth, very nice, and I'd say even gentle.
Huston directed 41 feature films and was nominated 13 times for an Academy Award and won 2 Oscars. Coming up, meteorologist Bob Kudzma will have our weekend weather story.
If this is August and they are playing hockey, can Christmas be that far away? We'll check in on the Canada Cup. Mick Jagger is talking not about his life with the Stones, but about satisfaction he's trying to find on his own.
This is the anatomy of a whole new animal. It has a tough new backbone, bigger and heavier than before. full-size Chevy pickup from the heartbeat of America. This is the anatomy of a whole new animal with galvanized steel rust protection, front, sides, and rear. The 88 full-size Chevy pickup from the heartbeat of America.
Want to know how busy Giant Eagle is getting? Ask me. They buy all the cabbage, all the tomatoes, and everything else. So now I have to plant more acres and send more trucks to Giant Eagle than ever before. Seeing so many are switching to Giant Eagle, the fresh stuff I send in the morning is sold in the afternoon. So I have to send more. There really is only one way to keep up. Grow faster!
Giant Eagle, still changing the way you shop for food.
The tents are up at your Greater Pittsburgh Nissan dealers. And we've got to sell cars because our lots are bulging with over $12 million in inventory. And these are the best-made Japanese imports sold in America. But right now, we're clearing our lots, and that means factory-authorized incentives that could save you up to $900. Special incentives on Maximas, Stanzas, Sentras. Save hundreds on sports cars and trucks, too. Get to your Nissan dealer's tent sale now. No reasonable offer will be refused. But hurry, the tent sale ends August 29th at your Greater Pittsburgh Nissan dealer.
When you get those wheels scrubbing, wax rubbing, got to get the summer kind of hungries. Come to Wendy's, sun chasing, motor racing, got to get the summer kind of hungries. Come to Wendy's.
Wendy's Taste of Summer combos. Hot and juicy big classic, chicken sandwich, quarter-pound single, and each at a special price.
When you get those road bending day and summer kind of hungries, come to Wendy's.
3 Taste of Summer combos at special summer prices.
At your Wendy's.
Toyotas, Volkswagens, used cars, all drastically reduced, and no payments till next year at Ted McWilliams Toyota, Volkswagen, and Used Car Center, Monroeville.
Some news tonight for the folks in Washington County. The Chambers Development Corporation will once again be operating at full power at its Arden landfill in Chartiers Township. The Commonwealth Court overturned a lower court ruling that put a limit on the amount of garbage that could be dumped there. Today's decision also allows Chambers to accept out-of-state trash, which has been causing a lot of protest in that community.
It would appear the rain has stopped, at least for a while. Is that true, Bob?
No, well, it's
no,
some
it's
rain.
not true.
No,
Okay.
you're close, though. It'll
I'm
stop
close.
soon. A few sprinkles around the area tonight. Things are going to improve tomorrow afternoon and Sunday tonight. See, Stacy? Occasional rain and drizzle tonight. Low temperature of 60. Tomorrow, cloudy in the morning for you golfers and becoming mostly sunny by early afternoon. The high tomorrow, 74, and a nice day on Sunday. Hardly a cloud in the sky. That afternoon high, dry, low humidity at 78 degrees. Beautiful day on Sunday. 65 right now in the city of Pittsburgh, 75 this afternoon, 65 our present temperature. That's our low for the day. Pollution index around Allegheny County, don't have one. The pressure's rising, though. The wind is out of the northwest at 7 miles an hour, gradually bringing in the cooler, drier air. Most significant cloud cover is east of Allegheny County. Now you can see from New England down through most of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all moving off to the east. Just a low stratus deck back in through western Pennsylvania, Ohio, clearing back in through Indiana and southwestern Ohio. So things are really going to improve slowly tomorrow. Don't look for any good weather in the morning, but certainly by early afternoon we'll be in pretty good shape. Showers and some thunderstorms came through southwestern Pennsylvania this afternoon, late this afternoon. No problems around here, but down in West Virginia, that was a different story. Harrison County, that's in the Clarksburg, West Virginia area, on south. Several tornadoes spotted. No injuries, but extensive property damage from Harrison County on south in through West Virginia. Now the showers and thunderstorms are moving off to the east. For the most part, we have a few sprinkles left in southwestern Pennsylvania. That is pretty much it. The reason for the boomers? The cold front slowly came through here late this afternoon during the early evening hours. Now we're getting into the cooler air mass. Little drizzle overnight, early tomorrow morning, but things are going to improve. The front now is just coming up on Johnstown, still on the muggy side in Johnstown, muggy down in Morgantown, 69, but cooling off back in through elsewhere back in through Pennsylvania, Ohio. Temperatures are running in the low 60s, and gradually the front will move off to the southeast, and gradually things will cool off elsewhere in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and northern West Virginia. Upper air pattern tomorrow, right out of the northwest, so gradually there will be an improvement in our weather during the day tomorrow, and the northwest flow on Sunday assures us of another nice day as the front continues to push off to the southeast, takes the clouds and the rain off to the southeast, replace it with somewhat cooler air, certainly drier air, and things are looking good on to the next week. Another cold front moves through here on Monday. Temperatures next week, for the most part, will run into the mid to upper 70s, so you can forget about any of that heat and humidity For a while, temps tomorrow in most of Pennsylvania getting up into the low to mid-70s. We're looking up in northern Ohio, northern Pennsylvania. Temperatures tomorrow only in the 60s. Look for clearing from the northwest to the southeast during the day tomorrow. Here's my forecast once again for Pittsburgh and the surrounding area. We're going to have cloudy skies, occasional rain and drizzle, and the low temperature dropping on down to around 60. Not too bad at night at all. Tomorrow, cloudy in the morning. Could be a little drizzle around if you're teeing off at 6, 7, or 8 o'clock. And becoming mostly sunny by early afternoon. High of 74 and mostly sunny, pleasant day on Sunday. Very nice. 78 degrees. Well, who would be teeing off at 6 or 7 in the morning?
Well, I know a few people who tee off at that time. I count myself among them, yes.
Really? A lot of women tee off at that time on Saturday.
Women? Yes.
I nearly dragged him in. Thanks, Bob. Coming up next, John Sanders with our sports report.
Some of the old Steeler vets may be getting a little long of tooth, but say they're still tough enough to take on their rivals from days gone by. We'll have a preview from Oakland, California coming up.
Hey, Jonesy. What? Something's going on at the Dodge dealer.
Well, talk to me. Now at your Dodge dealer. 1.9% financing or up to $750 cash back on selected Dodge cars in stock. 1.9 or $500 back on Daytona. 1.9 or $500 back on Shadow. 1.9 or $750 back on Lancer. 1.9 or $300 back on Charger. And 1.9 or $500 back on Aries.
Woo-wee, have I got an idea. Great. You're not going anywhere without me.
Morning. You know, the iWorks says glasses fast, glasses right. They mean it. Just this morning, I didn't have these glasses. Came to the iWorks, got a thorough exam, then picked out my frame. Great selection. Then watched them make my glasses right in their own lab. Most folks would be happy to get a new pair of glasses in a few days. But at the iWorks, they can make them in an hour. And at a great price.
The iWorks. Glasses fast, glasses right. Call for an exam or bring in your prescription.
Something special is arriving. A remarkable car. Available at a remarkable price, because your local dealer has special factory incentives to make exceptional deals. The car is the German-engineered Audi 4000, and it's priced to bring first-class travel down to earth.
See your nearest Greater Pittsburgh area Audi dealer soon.
Pittsburgh's Housing Authority celebrated its golden birthday today. A special dinner was held downtown to honor the authority's efforts over the years. Now, many distinguished guests were there to give remarks and show their appreciation. For 50 years, the Housing Authority has reached out to Pittsburgh's poor and needy, providing adequate, low-rent public housing.
Well, it was another good night for the Bucks tonight, Bob.
Yes, out in the streets they're saying, break up the Bucks, 4 in a row. Yeah, get them now. Although the Pirates are, once again, not in the pennant race, they are in line to win an Academy Award in the role of spoilers. Like they did against the Cincinnati Reds, the Pirates made things miserable for the second-place Houston Astros tonight. Action from that game in the stadium. Mike LaValliere hitting here off Mike Scott, and he just went up the middle for a base hit. On the play, R.J. Reynolds is coming in to score, and that makes it 1-0. Pirates had the lead. But the Astros tie the score off Bob Walk, who was outstanding tonight. Gerald Young drives in Craig Reynolds. It was Houston 1, Pittsburgh 1 at that point. It remained that way into the 7th when the Pirates put the game away. Bob Walk, he chops one into center field. Spanky LaValliere will come on in. He chugs home, and it's 2-1. Pirates had the lead. Then it's Jay Ray. He's been red hot lately. He singles to score Walk and John Cangelosi. The Pirates all of a sudden opened it up 4-1 Bucks. The Astros got to within 1, but in the 9th, Jim Gott closes the door to get his 5th save as the Pirates beat Houston. 4-2 was the final tonight. Interesting to note, Walk gets the win. He also gets the game-winning hit. Other scores in the National League, Chicago and Cincinnati right now tied in the 10th inning of play. St. Louis is leading Atlanta by 1 in the 8th inning. Montreal, L.A. is 0-0 in the 1st inning of play. New York, San Francisco just getting started as well. Philadelphia 1-1 with San Diego in the 4th. In the American League, Oakland beats Toronto, and Dave Stewart becomes the major's first 18-game winner with that one. Texas over Detroit tonight 5-3. New York shutting out Seattle at this hour. It's in the 4th inning of play. Milwaukee 1, Minnesota nothing. That's the final. Kansas City over Chicago 9-3 in the 9th inning of play. California, Baltimore tied in the 9th, but it's raining in that game right now.
and Boston and Cleveland was postponed tonight because of rain. Hey, don't look now, but hockey season is just 2 weeks away for most players, but the best in the game began tonight with the opening of the Canada Cup Series in Calgary. And this is Team Canada against Czechoslovakia. 2-1 Czechs at this point. Mark Messier uses his speed, sets up Dale Hawerchuk, and it's tied at 2. Mario Lemieux had 2 assists tonight. Watch this one. He picks up the loose puck to the right of the goaltender, goes around the net, and sets up Claude Lemieux. 3-2, Canada led Czechoslovakia. But with the score 4-3 Canada, the Czechs tie it. Beautiful passing on the power play. David Bolek scores by Grant Fuhr. It's the final. Canada 4, Czechoslovakia 4. And as the Penguins get ready for the opening of training camp, they remain in the market for some scoring punch on the wings. One guy who would love to fill that void is former Penguin Doug Shedden, who right now is property of the Quebec Nordiques. Tonight, however, Shedden told me he would love to return to Pittsburgh, but keep in mind, his marketability is down right now, so you could pick him up for virtually nothing. But Shedden does carry a very lucrative contract, and that's something that could cause Eddie Johnston to lose interest. This weekend in Oakland, California, meanwhile, interest remains very high for the Raiders-Steelers flag football old-timers game. Today, those old gentlemen got together for a noontime press conference to discuss what they might expect when they get together tomorrow. One thing is certain, the war of words is as strong as it's ever been.
Everybody can remember every single play against the Steelers, which was fun, and especially the immaculate reception play, and then the other play when Neil Colzer slipped down and Swan catches the ball in the end zone and Jim Otto tripping. We gave you guys 3 Super Bowls, you know, on 3 dumb plays. We should have 4 Super Bowls.
Last night, in case you missed it, the NFL postponed its supplemental draft schedule for today. Pete Rozelle announced that after he met with several college athletic directors. The word is right now there is an effort to reinstate both Chris Carter and Charles Gladman. But if you're a Pitt fan, don't get your hopes up.
There are other problems associated with Charles Gladman's eligibility. He dropped out of school this summer when we declared him ineligible, and so there's some academic difficulties which also would have to be addressed. So there is a whole range of questions that would have to be answered to our satisfaction and the NCAA satisfaction before we would make any appeal on behalf of Charles Gladman.
And today in Charles Gladman's hometown of Akron, it was the second round of the World Series of Golf. Curtis Strange with a beautiful approach shot on number 17, and he puts it in range for one of his birdies today. And then very coolly, Strange nails the putt. He is in the lead right now with a 36-hole score of 4 under par. We have a lot in store for you this weekend here on KDKA. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, John Sanders will be reporting live from New Orleans right before the Steelers-Saints game. And we will also check in line with John Steigerwald in Oakland as the old-time Steelers and the old-time Raiders wage their war in the Oakland Coliseum. And can you believe it? 1 week from tonight, high school football will kick off, and I understand New Brighton is loaded once again.
Probably. They always are every year.
Student athletes, they continue to turn them out over there.
Every one. I'm just hoping they'll come down with the flu this year.
I don't think. Weather's supposed to be good down there.
Midterms, finals, those sort of things.
Things like that, yeah. Still to come, Bob. We'll look at our weather 5 days ahead.
Mick Jagger is rolling out of the past on his own for the first time.
1.9%. Pontiac's got 1.9%. The big one is back. Pontiac's got it, and it's bigger and better than ever. 1.9%. Or get up to $700 cash back. The big one is available on the new Pontiac Le Mans and most new 87 Pontiacs, including the exciting Bonneville. Get 1.9% GMAC financing at your Pontiac dealer now. The big one is back, and we've got it for you. See your Greater Pittsburgh Pontiac dealers.
Big juicy blueberries bursting as they bake. Keebler makes new elfin loaves just like Mom used to make. Only smaller.
The Keebler elves bake real fruits, nuts, and spices into snacking-size elfin loaf snack breads. Then wrap them and rush them fresh to your grocer's freezer.
Blueberry, banana, carrot, frozen for a snack or a bite.
New Keebler elfin loaves.
Just like Mom used to make. Only smaller.
New Chicken Littles.
New Chicken Littles.
New Chicken Littles.
You taste so very nice.
Oh, I
love your 11 herbs and spices.
love you.
And your little 39-cent price.
My love.
I found you at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
So strong.
And little darling, you taste so grand. I love to hold you in my hand. New Chicken Little sandwiches. You cost just a little, but people love you a lot.
Hot. Your Toyota dealer's big 96-hour clearance marathon. Hot. 4 days and nights of hot deals on every 87 Toyota in stock to make room for the 88s. Hot. 18 models under $10,000. Save with a sizzling deal. Hot. More reliability and savings? A low price to sell, just $58.48. Hot. Every quality 87 Toyota price to move. A great selection. So see your Toyota dealer now during his 96-hour clearance marathon.
Oprah doesn't just speak her mind, she opens her heart. Oprah moves to afternoons at 5 beginning September 8th.
Bob Kudzma is back now. Not only is going to tell you about the weekend, but on into next week.
And just about all good weather, no problems at all, except tomorrow morning. Tonight we're going to have a few sprinkles, some drizzle around. Low temperature of 60. Tomorrow cloudy in the morning, a nice afternoon. 74 for our high, and on the Sunday, another beautiful day. Mostly sunny, pleasant. High of 78 degrees on Sunday. There'll be some drizzle around early tomorrow morning. This is the way it's shaping up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Really nice. Some boomers around on Monday afternoon, but no heat, no humidity for the next 5
that sounds good.
days.
All right, but there will be some drizzle when Ray tees off tomorrow.
There will be some drizzle early.
Early, okay.
A longtime rock star Mick Jagger is going out on his own nearly a quarter of a century after the Rolling Stones first played together. He has just released his first solo album entitled Let's Work. Does Jagger's solo endeavor mean the end of the Rolling Stones? He says no.
Well, I think the Rolling Stones are a wonderful institution. It's a bit like a sort of nice English country house, and it sort of leaks a bit, but people still want to see it. And I think the Rolling Stones still will go on. I hope they will. And I hope they go on and make more records and tour again, but right now this is what I'm doing for this year.
How to keep yourself going? A lot of people say that perhaps you should be nearing retirement age for a rock singer, shouldn't you?
I don't know, I'm pushing the boundaries here. It's never been pushed this far before. I think if you're enjoying it and you feel physically able to do it, there's no reason you shouldn't carry on.
44, Jagger has been called the old man of pop, but it doesn't appear that he's ready for retirement yet. That is it for this edition of Eyewitness News.
Our next report tomorrow evening at 6. Now stay tuned for Barney Miller.
From all of us here at Eyewitness News, good night.
Closed captioning of this broadcast made possible by a grant from Landmark Savings.
You know what makes a Giant Eagle pizza so good? Everything that goes into it comes from Giant Eagle. Pizza dough from a homemade recipe. 100% real mozzarella cheese and richly seasoned sausage and pepperoni from our deli. Vegetable toppings, so fresh they could only come from our produce department. And since we make it, but you bake it, you get oven-fresh pizza for as little as $1.99. Giant Eagle Pizza. It's as good as everything we put into it.